Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Your Story podcast. This is Women's History Month. We are excited to celebrate you women for all you do out there, for all you've done to progress through the years, through the generations in society. We appreciate you. We love you. We care for you. And we are on this journey with you. And we have no better person than one of my favorite people, Mindy Tibbs, who is fresh off of becoming a senior sales manager here at Family First Life. And Mindy is just one of my favorite people because she's a ball of energy. She's a ball of truth. She's a ball of inspiration. And she gives people reasons for hope. So, Mindy, I'm so happy to have you on here representing all the sisters out there. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. I'm sitting in my son's nursery right now while he's at bay in the other room. So hopefully you don't hear any screaming. That's
fantastic. You're glowing today, by the way.
Thank you. You are too, Mark. It's the scarf.
I mean, that's all you had to do to get me to laugh.
That's right.
So, thank you for jumping on with us. You just, hit that mark of senior sales manager. Have you come up with a logo yet? Or, a team name?
I have, yes.
You want to release it for us?
Yeah, it's Team Believe.
Everything I said.
Don't know how we got that reserved. You should try scrolling through all the agency names. Figuring out.
But that's
we
what
felt like God was just like, believe, because it's another word for faith.
That's awesome.
So it was dope that we locked it out.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's kind of what I was leading into with the amount of hope and inspiration you give people. You're an inspiration to me. But what I'd like to know is some of the origin of how you became an inspiration to people. If you could walk us down the path of the things and the people that have impacted you to make you the woman you are today, we'd greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, so I don't really ever talk about, kind of my origin. The only, I think as far back as I've gone is real estate. Before that, anything I tell you, by the way, I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't give a crap about that. It's honestly just shows how God is he's everything, how he's led us to today, all the way from my childhood and through my teenage years and things like that. So, just taking it back to childhood, I grew up in kind of a rough home. My parents had split up, and after that, Dad was the sole provider. Mom was amazing. I don't blame her. But grew up in a pretty rough situation with Dad. All I wanted one day was just a home, a business, a life, just to give my kid, whoever that was, just a better life. I remember I was in my living room, there was a hole in our ceiling and the ceiling had fallen on us. And I just thought, God, give me a home, give me a life that I love one day.
Wow.
And there were fleas in our house. And I just thought, God, I would pray, God, give me that life that I know that you're going to give us. And as a teenager, I got expelled from school. I just had a rough scenario. I was bitter, but I knew at the end of the day that God was going to lead me to something better. And so I would just continually pray that. And just kind of fell in and out of school and in church. And God had put some incredible people in my life to guide me to today. One of them is a woman named Jacqueline Weber. And so many people told her, give up on her.
Wow.
She's wasting your time. She's just a waste of life in general. Jesus. Honestly, people told her, and that woman would not give up on me. And she'd have me over her house and just constantly encouraging me, pushing me to God. And I say all the time, I don't know if I would be where I am today without that woman, Jacqueline Weber. I know that she knows that, and I've told her, and she believed in me and pushed me and guided me. And I want to do the same for other people today. So went to college, a Christian college, met my husband there, and he's my best friend. We've been married for going on 8 years.
Nice.
And in college, I got a teaching degree. Didn't do much with it. And then from there, I knew that we wanted to make more of an income. And so I kind of went from job to job saying, okay, I can make 13 here. I can make 15 here. I can make 16 there. So I worked at a couple steel warehouses. I was the only woman to work in the factory at those steel warehouses. My hands were dirty. I did everything that those guys did. I did not want to be any different because of gender. And so I worked there. They were very respectful to me because I was respectful of them, and just kind of kept wanting to work my way up, have a better life. I knew that God was going to give that to us. And I remember I was in the steel warehouse one day. I took a picture of my hands, and I still have that picture. It was completely dirty. My hands were completely dirty. They had oil on them. And I felt like God was like, Mindy, make that jump. Just jump. And I remember doing the math on the counter of my husband's income at the time and without my income. And I'm like, Lord, this does not add up. And I felt like God was like, jump, just believe, which is our agency name for a reason. Just believe, just take that jump. The numbers don't have to work out. Unto him that is able to do exceedingly, not unto me. So I said, okay, God, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to make that jump. And I called my husband. He said, do it. Let's go. Just jump into real estate. So I would leave the steel warehouse. My ankles were black. I would clean my ankles off with baby wipes, and I'd stick my heels on. I would go do showings, and they had no idea. And the guys would see me walk out of the warehouse like, what the heck? Because I would clean up, and I would be covered in dirt and soot. And so just showing by showing and client by client, God built up our real estate business. And my second year, we were doing a little over 2 million, which for a second year business is good. It's just God, honestly. And I got a phone call from a friend of mine, and she said, hey, there's these boys doing this business, life insurance or something like that. I don't know what they're doing. And it was Gabe and Caleb at the time. And I knew Gabe from college.
These
Gabe,
boys.
I'm going to throw this out there. Gabe and I had went on a date in college, and it was rough. Yeah, I'm saying it, Gabe. It was rough. But he put a lot of energy and effort. Now he's going to kill me for saying this. He put a lot of energy and effort into it. So went on a date with them. That's the only way I knew him, really, just because he was asking me on dates in college. And then that was a new release for everybody. And Family First
We got new information.
We got
hot off the press. Press the drop the bomb button. That's great.
So I said, oh, good for them. And that was it. And then she kept bugging me about it. And finally I was like, okay, whatever, we'll see. And we just once again said, well, let's just take that jump. Like, what do you have to lose? Just believe, 30 days, what the heck can that do? So we, the rest is history. I told Gabe, I said, all right, Gabe, I'm putting in $500. That's all I've got. If this doesn't work for me within 30 days, you're going to give me 1,000. You're going to give me 500 for my leads.
You're going to pay me back for the date you ruined. Now pay me.
Yes, and then you're gonna pay me for the time that was spent on this darn phone. And then of course the rest is history. But I was sitting here last night, Mark. I had posted something the other day, and today we're in the days that we've always prayed for.
Wow.
And I look back like on the journey of my life, and I visit my childhood house, and there are so many reasons that I could have given to not do anything in life. I think so many people, you have a story. Robin has a story. Everyone in Tri-State has a story. And it's so dang easy to let your past cripple your future, or to borrow credibility from your past, like Dave Anderson says as well. And I could so easily blame my parents weren't together. My dad worked too much. I came from a dirty home, so I'm going to have a dirty home now. I had no structure. I, was alone. I was very an alone, independent child. But I could so easily take that and say, well, I'm not going to do X for my kid because that's not what I had. But I look at all of the women that God has placed in my life to guide me to those places. Jacqueline, my mom, is an incredible woman. She really is. She did what she could at that time. And she's an incredible present, hard working mother. She has always paved that example and that way for me and left me with zero excuses to be bitter at life, at people, at scenarios, just in general. She and my grandmother have left zero reason for that. And I can say, we can all say, you can say, well, this has happened to me. So, I'm too afraid to jump because I don't want it to happen again. Or you can say, unto him that is able. Unto him that is able to do exceedingly is such a strong word.
Yeah, it is.
You've found that out in your life, of course, yourself. But I'm grateful. Would there be things I, of course, wish that God would have given me differently as a kid, as a teenager, as a college student, as a dead broke married couple at the beginning? You guys have been there. You've talked about it. Yeah, sure, of course. But I sat here in my nursery in this chair, actually rocking my son last night, and I started crying, and I thought, Lord, thank you for giving me this. I could cry that I had an 11-hour dial day yesterday, which most people do. Or I can say, Lord, thank you for the other days that you give me with my son. And I've said this before, but I think as a woman with children, there is no better business to get more time with your kid and to be able to provide an income for the family. But the problem is women cannot push past those emotions. They cannot, and that's why I think our industry is saturated with men. They handle those emotions better. They handle that rejection better. And if women could learn to push past that mindset, that rejection, those emotions, and just say, I'm doing this because I know I can, because it's just all in my head, men can naturally get past that better. And man, if women can do this, there is no better job to be able to spend several days a week with your babies and to bring in a life-changing income for your family, far more than you would do than putting your kid at daycare and working that 9 to 5. I just wish women knew that they can freaking do this. And I've said this before, but the key is to plug into another woman successfully doing that. And if you can put that pride down and don't be on that island, and you can reach out, the only people not succeeding are the ones on the island, honestly. Rarely. How often, Mark, have you seen somebody who consistently reaches out and plugs in not succeeding? The ones doing what they're told to do, the ones constantly reaching out.
Those are the people that win.
Not a lot.
That is the definition of the winners here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just so grateful. I mean, the only words, as cliche as it can sound, is my story is grace. It's God. It's everything that he's done. And like I said, rocking my son to sleep last night, I started crying and just thanking God, Lord, thank you for this business. And I don't know what I have 10 years from now with it, but I know today I have time with him and my bills are paid. And that's more than most women get in general. It's either time with their kid or their bills paid. And God is so gracious in this business to not have to make you choose. The choice is yours in this business. As long as you choose it yourself. You just have to choose it and want it yourself. So that's my story.
Yeah. I mean, listen. It's the reason why you're one of my favorite people. I mean, you're just
one of my favorite too.
Yeah, but you just reach. It doesn't feel like you're on a camera. It feels like you're in my living room. You know what I mean? And it's like you just reach into the hearts of people. And I mean, that is such a gift. And I promise you, and I've talked to you about this since I've met you, you are going to change the world. You're going to change the game. You're going to change the world. You're just so passionate. I didn't know you worked in a steel mill. You know what I mean?
My
But
mom didn't even know that. She didn't know that. It's because we knew what we were going to do. And we knew that if we told my family and we told my mom, that they're going to be like, what are you doing? And I knew that they didn't have that vision. They didn't know we were where we were supposed to be. And if I told them, they wouldn't believe it. And I didn't even tell them about insurance or real estate because I didn't want that negative energy. I don't need that. It's not going to contribute. So why am I going to talk to you about it when you are not going to add to it and encourage? So typically any new big step we took, we didn't talk to anybody about it because they didn't see.
it's good. I mean, but think about, look, you're just a box of wisdom. You know, if I was listening to this podcast, male or female, but I'm talking to the females right now, I'd be trying to find you. Because I'm looking for positive people in life every day. I need more that I can get around that are willing to listen and help, right? You're that person. Now, when you say you were taking baby wipes to wipe off your ankles to go show homes, like, and then, hey, I was the only woman, but I didn't want to be treated differently. There's so much strength. Like, your stories were a story of strength. You exemplify real strength, and people need that. And now you have a lot of capacity, and I don't know if you even know how much capacity that you have, but you have a lot of capacity, to help people, and you have the heart for it. So when I hear your story, it's just it doesn't surprise me, but it just makes me more drawn in, more engaged, more like, wow, just like, but I'm looking at it and I could prophesy, maybe I already prophesied, but you just hit senior sales manager, you're going to be doing, board member status and beyond, and you're going to empower a lot of people, and you're going to empower a lot of women, and we need more women empowering women, and I think that's what this is all about. So when I think about your journey and what you just explained, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. When you transitioned into now Family First Life at this stage of the story, how did you get yourself in a place? Because the word you kept saying was just jump, just believe, right? And now senior sales manager, Family First Life, believe, your testament or testimony to life is just believing. How did you get yourself to a place where you were like, you know what? These are just people that need my help. How'd you get there?
Honestly, God forced it on me, essentially. I did not plan on mentoring or building an agency. You can ask the guys. But I felt I had my first agent, Dora Dale, who's killing it. And she messaged me and I ignored her, and she messaged me and I tried scaring her. And then I just had my son, and I'm like, I'm not really in the mood to mentor somebody. I just had my son, and she's like, okay, I'm contracted. And I'm like, let's do it, girl. But once I saw her success and then her showing me, how many families that she helped and how this changed her life, I thought, holy crap, this is more gratification than I get on a good day in the field. Seeing somebody else help
so strong.
more families than you are helping. It's like, first of all, big ego or big business. I have to tell myself that, because naturally we're like, oh girl, like I want to write more than you. But and then now having another newbie who just texted me yesterday, Mindy, in my first 3 weeks, if I have one more family, that'll be 20 families in my first 3 weeks. And then my sister, Christy, who's a single mom, who I can't wait for you to hear her story one day. She's a single mom. She's jumping in full time, and she's quitting her 10-year paralegal job to jump in full time. And then my husband, jumping in, and it's a wildfire, man. When you help one person, now they're helping people, all because, dang, you took that jump. And my sister and I were talking, and she said, Mindy, it makes me wonder if you didn't jump and get uncomfortable, if I would be doing this, if
Wow.
anybody working with you would be doing this. And it makes me ask whoever's listening to this, you're supposed to jump. Whether that's doing more appointments, buying more leads, you haven't taken this business seriously, you don't think you can do it, you let your emotions get in the way, there's more that you're supposed to jump into. And you're not just jumping for yourself, you're jumping for a single mom, you're jumping for a pastor's wife who only has 2 days a week to bring in an income. You're jumping for someone in the ministry who does not make much money, but they want to still serve. You're jumping for so many people, moms and dads. And it's not just yourself that you're jumping for. It's a lot of people, actually. So, yeah, I mean, it just, once I helped one person, I'm like, who else can I help? And my dream is to just train agents one day. That would just be like, because to me, that is the most gratifying part of this business,
Wow.
bar none. When you see somebody suck and then kill it. And then that next agent sucks, then kills it.
Yeah.
Just to only be able to train agents, like, I get so giddy just talking about that. That would just be a huge, huge dream of mine. When a year ago, I never thought that I would ever want that. So it makes me think, what's next? What is God going to bring next?
That's crazy. Dreams come true. This one's definitely going to come true. I'm definitely going to speak that into existence and believe alongside of you. Because you're building, you started a barn fire. Serving people's addicting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like helping people. You know, you're not when you like helping, when you're doing it for the right reasons and you're looking to actually help people, then it's about there's never enough people.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do we want to save this Sunday at church?
Right.
As many as show up that are willing to give their life. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just trying to help people. This isn't about anything else. So when people go, Sean, when are you going to stop? Are there any more? No more people need help? Mm-hmm. Nobody? Okay. Then it's not what are we stopping for? It's a calling. It's not a job. It's not a business. It's a calling. You know, we're out there serving. And I hear that from you, the tonality, the cadence. You just want to serve people. So think about that. You know, it's the origin story of Serve the People. You know, it went from, you know, one thing to another like that because God spoke over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once He breathed life into it, it was a whole nother. It was just a whole. I didn't have the brain capacity to fathom what He had in store. You know.
I think a huge thing too is like people in this business in general. They say, okay, I'm in this scenario, so I can't do X. But I think a huge thing too for people in general is I could easily say, okay, I've got 2 days to rent, so that means I'm only going to write X. But to me, I want to hold myself to that standard and help other agents do the same. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Hold yourself to full-time numbers if you're running part-time. Just say, okay, well, most part-time people only help this many families. No. You're part-time. Make yourself strive for those full-time numbers as well. And there's nothing like, Mark, a hungry agent that wants to be helped. I will spend 10 hours a day helping them. But those people that constantly have excuses and constantly, it's just, man, hold yourself to a higher standard. Want it. There's so many people out there that want to help you.
How would you, as you talk about the higher standard, what are some things you are putting into place to get to the higher standard of what you're dreaming for, which is to train agents all day long? What are some things right now that you're putting in place to make that happen?
One, I'm doing it myself. I think that's the key is you're not going to give me excuses, because you're not gonna call me and complain to me about the phones. I'll tell you that. I spent 11 hours on it yesterday. So please call me. You can ask Kimberly. It was on those live dials. You're not going to tell me. So one is practicing them. And then two, Lord willing, doing my best to help families as much as the people running 30 appointments when I have 15 to make it count. So one, doing it myself, and two, just taking it one hungry agent at a time. One agent that helps me, one agent at a time that I can help. Just one agent at a time, answering their phone calls, answering their texts, being there for them, letting them run with me if need be, just one agent at a time. So one is doing it myself. Then just those agents who are hungry, just helping them and encouraging them to tell other people about it and encouraging them to do the same, posting on social media. Anybody that they think could be a good fit for that, let them know as well, and just helping them spread the fire too. I always tell hungry agents too that I'm working with, and they say, Mindy, thank you so much for your time. No problem. And one day you're going to do the same for somebody else.
That's great.
No problem. One day you're going to do the same. You're going to tell them, you're going to tell the same thing. Every agent I work with, I always tell them that. One day you're going to give someone else that patience. One day you're going to take this time with somebody else, and encouraging that and letting them believe that they can do that as well. So just those couple things.
I love it. I'm going to close with this, hitting senior sales manager. I saw the post you made. I think it was Wednesday night with the guy sweating beads, talking about, this is me waiting for the numbers to be released. How did it feel to achieve that first milestone you were looking for as a team builder?
Oh, first of all, I was stressing that I wasn't going to get to lock my name out because we were up and down and up and down and up and down. And I talked to FFL West Coast, remind me of his name again.
Paul McLean.
Paul McLean. I talked to him at convention and I said, dang, Paul, this road to Logo, like that road to 150, families, like what in the world? He goes, oh, I remember us doing the same. It was up and down and up and down. I said, is there anything I can do differently to get us there? He said, no, just keep going. Just keep helping one agent at a time, one family at a time. It's normal.
No doubt.
So I submitted our request through for our logo name. Once you get 50 families in a month, and you can do that. And we had it requested for like 3 months. And they're like, sorry, Mindy, you got to give it up. And I'm like, all right, Mindy, just believe. You're gonna get this darn name. Just believe. And I'm like, really, Lord? Like, you would make us believe that we're going to get it. So I love and hate the name because he tests it often. But, oh my goodness, it's the best and worst. But seeing it was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. I called our agents and I let them know that we finally get to put our name on our families helped and our social media. So that was exciting. They were very excited as well.
I was excited to see it. And thank you, Mindy, for spending time with us and sharing your story with us. You are so inspirational. Mindy Tibbs, one of one. Don't stop believing. Appreciate you, Mindy. Thank you for tuning in. Women, keep it strong. Keep doing what you do. We're nothing without you. God bless you. Take it easy.